Good morning, Tarkov. How's everyone doing? Madgren, morning. Burgundy, morning. Crisp, morning. This is the Good Morning Tarkov show where for about an hour-ish every morning, if I can, come and hang out with you guys and talk something about Tarkov and get some discussions moving with it. So this is going to be mostly for the people watching the VOD. The VOD will be going live pretty soon after the stream is over. Again, this is just about an hour long, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern United States time. If you check the description and the top comment, you should be able to see some timestamps in there, so that if you don't have a full hour, you can still kind of skip around and see exactly what we're talking about, or at least the major things that, that we're going to talk about today. And I'm warning you guys right now, I am moving slow today. I'm a little bit behind. But I have everything together. I should be able to wake up. I haven't sometimes, or most of the time with these streams, I already have a bit of coffee in me before I start, and I literally haven't taken a sip yet. I just got this coffee. I'm really a bit slow today. Hey, Jack. Excuse me. So as we're waiting for people to show up, let's move this over. As we're waiting for people to show up, let's go check out this. Little clips that we got of the mutant yesterday from Battle State. Boop, 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 boop. Also, if you guys haven't checked it out yet as well, the video I posted yesterday is a big one. It took a lot of, it's not like I'm not calling it like a masterpiece in editing, but it did take a lot of editing. Also just a lot of work in general to get it to kind of get it to flow the way it did, because it's like a story. So it's the future of Tarkov, and I kind of act out. Of course, I forgot as I was watching it myself yesterday. I completely forgot about the door breaching, so I'm a fucking idiot about that, because that's actually a pretty big feature. There's always something. I always forget something, so I forgot about prying open, blowing open, kicking open, and blowing open doors. So of course, there's always something. I always forget something. But anyway, that's up yesterday, and that's a big one. Would appreciate the support with that one, because that is my first ever sponsored video. All right, let's go over here. We got this here. We got this here. The resolution is not exactly good for full screen, so maybe what we do is this. Can we do this? This works, actually. Do that. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. And we come up here like that. And we come down here like that. And we do a little bit of that. All right, so this is the video we got yesterday over on the tweeter machine from Battle State. So we'll roll through this a couple times as I take a couple sips of coffee here as we're waiting for people to show up. Very good video yesterday. Thank you, Simone. Appreciate it. Morning, fellow rats. Morning. Rats and Chads, we are bipartisan here. Tarkov patch tomorrow? Yes, maybe. Probably not. You know, it's a Sunday, so I would absolutely say no. While we're on that subject, guys, the whole Victory Day stuff, there's been so much speculation going on with the Victory Day stuff. Apparently, it's like today is the big day, when yesterday I thought Friday would have been the big day. Like, I thought the first day of the sale would have been the big day. But people were telling me, no, it's actually May 8th is the big day, or May 9th. It's either May 8th or 9th. I thought the Friday had something to do with it, but I guess not. So I've kind of shifted my thoughts with the whole Victory Day thing. and the possible surprise guns that they might drop on us, I'm not going to give up hope until the sale is done. That's my new thought process with that. I'm not going to give up hope, excuse me, until the sale is actually over, which is going to be 5 p.m. Eastern United States time tomorrow. So we'll see what happens today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I think I really think if they were going to do it, they're going to do it today. But again, I'm not going to give it hope. I'm not going to give up hope until the sale's over with. 8th is bigger. It's national holiday. Okay, so cool. So yeah, so it sounds like the 8th is the big day, huh? Initially, I got all excited for this video that they posted here because it showed that when this guy moves his handguards, he'll do it here in a second again. When he moves the handguards around, there's already stuff on it, but I forgot that this is weapon modding. This isn't presets. So see how that just did that? See how he changed that handguard and there was already a grip on it? In fact, it even changed it. Wait, so why is it changing his... Wait. That's the receiver. Oh, so he has a bunch of receivers. Okay, it's not the handguard because the handguard's up here somewhere. That's the handguard. Oh, he's changing his receiver. Okay. Oh, he's just got a bunch of the same receivers? Okay, so he is changing the receiver around. Unless there's some editing trickery. There doesn't seem to be because the mouse was actually moving during that. No. All right, so for some reason, he has a bunch of receivers that has stuff on it. And of course, the barrel is hooked up to the receiver. So yeah, so initially I got all excited because I thought, oh, is this some kind of new presets thing that makes modding guns easier? Because generally speaking, yeah, you kind of have your setup with the handguards. So if you pick a certain handguard, you're going to pick most of the time something specific to go with that handguard. Like you got your favorite grip, you got your favorite, you know, maybe you might have your front iron sight up there, your lights, your lasers and stuff like that. And then also with your optics and stuff like that. So I got all excited and I'm just like, oh, what's it doing there? And I got a bunch of likes, but then someone immediately called me out on my speculation or my guessing. And they're just like, hey dude, that's modding. That's not presets. So it's probably just what he's got in his stash. So what we're not seeing is whoever's taking this video here has probably got a bunch of it would seem to be upper receivers for this Mark 47 mutant, and he's just got a bunch of barrels and handguards and already set up stuff on it. So yeah, which makes sense. I just didn't realize it because I am idiot. So yeah, that's the Mark 47 mutant, guys. I had a video go up on this not too long ago, I think specifically. It's 762 by 39. I almost said 9 by 39. Nope, that is wrong. It is 762 by 39, and you'll notice those very familiar AK mags there, even though it looks like an AR-15, because it is an AR-15 AK hybrid, so it's gonna be really cool. Let's see if we can figure out if this is full auto. It looks like it could be. I'm thinking this is gonna be auto. Let's see this here. This isn't, it's not, so when I actually like make it full screen, it's not. I'm relatively certain that that says auto, and I don't know why there would be something else. I don't know why there would be a third option there. I don't know why there would be a third option there if it wasn't full auto. Someone thinks that this is going to be full auto. I'm pretty sure I see an A and a U there. You guys might not be able to with the stream, but I'm pretty sure I see an A and then a U right there. And again, I don't see why there would be another option there. So it looks like we might get full auto with this. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that I see an auto there. So it looks like this is going to be full auto. And some people were saying that this gets up to 800 rounds a minute. So that's like 200 or maybe 250 depending on the different AKs. That's generally about 200 RPM faster than a lot of the AKs that we have right now. All right, now I got some coffee in me, and I think we got people here, right? Yeah, we got a few people here. We're good. Let's move on over here, and we'll get that paused in the background. All right, guys, today we're going to be, of course, there's going to be plenty of economy talks going on in the future. There's lots to talk about when it comes to how to make money and how to sell stuff in Escape from Tarkov, or how to barter items in Escape from Tarkov. Today, I wanted to specifically get to the effects of the flea market. If you guys have been here for a while, and if specifically you have seen my videos on me asking them, or not asking them, that is the exact wrong word of what I want to use, of me debating whether or not the flea market is useful to the game, or that if it should be removed from the game. Oh my god, asking them was the exact wrong thing I wanted to fucking say there. No, that doesn't happen, by the way. The flea market, in my mind, creates a problem for Escape from Tarkov, because Escape from Tarkov, the big thing about it is that you are going to get, or that you are out there to basically become successful. It basically, like, sure, it's the end goal is to escape Tarkov, quote unquote, but you go into a raid to get some kills and to get some gear and to get some better stuff, and then you get the adrenaline boost that comes along with it whenever you get a couple kills, and you get some cool guns, you get some cool gear, stuff like that. So what happens when you add a feature to the game that completely removes that with a click of a button? You literally click once, and as long as you have the required materials for that, which is, in this case, it's going to be some rubles, you just get it. You completely avoid everything involved with getting that gear, or getting whatever you bought at the flea market. As long as you're level 10 and as long as you have your money, you literally click one button and you have it. Like I said, it completely removes the gameplay involved with finding and going into a raid and playing the actual game to get that item. That, to me, is a problem. Sure, there is a gray area, not even a gray area, but there's a significant part of that is, wow, I'm blanking on this word. Lot. Oh my god. Convenience. There is a massive area for that, for the convenience to be able to get those items. But in my mind, again, this is just me speaking for myself here, I think the traders fill that role of convenience, specifically, to the point where I believe we don't even need the flea market, because I played the game for years. Again, talking about me here, and we're going to discuss this afterwards here, guys, so hold your horses. I've played the game for years, and there were thousands of people that have played the game for years with no flea market, and it was fine. It still worked pretty much just exactly how it worked right now, except, of course, there's been also some more features that have popped up since then. New gear, new guns, new things to do, stuff like that. But generally speaking, the game ran the same even without the flea market, and if anything, it just seems like a lot more chaos has come from the addition of the flea market than kind of like peace and like understanding the game and stuff like that. And I think it's I genuinely believe it's because of that instantaneous access and to that gear. So of course, lots of people are saying, yeah, but hey, I don't have a lot of time to play. I'm not that good at the game, stuff like that. That gives me easy access. But how are you going to get better at the game? By clicking a button and then it magically gives you what you want. So I know that you need the money, so you're going to need to go play the game to get that money. But if you're not good at the game, what are you doing to go get that money? You're probably pistol running. God forbid if you're not hatchet running or something like that. You're probably doing super low gear runs to go and get that, and then you go and get that. That better AK, that better M4, a little bit of better armor, maybe a little bit better ammo, and you work your way up, that kind of a thing. And then what do you usually do is it's even a slower roll where you probably lose that. Maybe you even die to some desync. Maybe you get a welcome to Tarkov situation and you die to some BS and you end up losing that thing that you were hatchet running, or that you were pistol running, or whatever. And it's even slower. The reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because I was there. I was in that situation myself. I hatchet ran when I began the game, way back when. I used to hatchet run. I used to pistol run, and then, well, the better way to phrase that is I used to hatchet run, and then I figured out that pistol runs are, yes, you do risk some money, but it is vastly, 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 vastly better for you to at least bring something with one bullet. One bullet can change your raid, and one raid can change your life in Escape from Tarkov. So the second that I realized that that's a real thing, hell, you always, there's always from time to time you'll find that one scav that just isn't really paying too good of attention to you, that kind of a thing. You get that 1 PM bullet, you put it in that dude's dome, and now you got a shotgun. What can you do with a shotgun? Anything you want, because leg meta. So, and then it rolls from there. So maybe he had an SKS, maybe he had a, you know, so what? Maybe he had a Taz. Even the Taz, you can get lucky with the Taz sometimes. If the guy doesn't have the face shield, maybe not at this point of the economy, or not maybe not at this point of the wipe, but yeah, maybe the guy you're fighting doesn't have a face shield, or maybe you use it on another scav, and then you can go there. Although that's going to be difficult in the future because of scav karma, but we'll see what goes on from there. Although with the scav karma, if you're being a good boy, you don't need to worry too much about your guns because you'll start off with maybe some better gear if you're being a good boy. And that is if you are a scav. But PMCs, obviously, you don't care. You just shoot them all. Just start blasting. So, yeah. So, that's basically... I did want to have a good discussion today. So, I'll run it back down again for you guys. The core... kind of, you know... what was it? It's not like core values, but the core issue that I think the flea market causes is that instantaneous access. It's just too convenient for the game. That's my opinion about it. And I think that there's better ways to get access to the gear that you guys are saying it makes it easier to get to. And of course I agree with you. It is good to be able to log onto the game sometimes and just, oh, I need that one specific item. I need that one specific thing. Let me just go and buy it, and then you instantly have it. But when you're able to buy literally your entire loadout, and that's the end game loadout, that removes a lot from the game. I just don't understand if people disagree with that. I don't understand. I genuinely would like to have a discussion about that. That's why I'm doing this today. It's just like you literally click one button. That best armor, that best gun, every attachment for that best gun, that best ammo with all those mags, best helmet, all that stuff, everything, the best armor, all of it. You click one button and you can have it. Like you instantly have it. You didn't need to do a single raid to go do that. You don't need to do a single raid to go get that. And then again, we go back into the money, but again, how did you get that money? So that's kind of what I feel about it, and I think that there's ways that we can keep the flea market that would help that along and help people out with that. Like basically, maybe or one of the ideas is if something costs, if it takes a certain amount of time for those items to get to you, maybe the flea market just works slower. Maybe you can't post as much as often or that kind of a thing. And this is all things that I'm talking about testing. I would never want any of this immediately into the game, and that's what the ETS is good for too. We test some things out. I think in theory, like my theory here is maybe we set up so that there's a timing depending on what the item is, the weight of the item maybe, or the amount of the item, or how much space the item takes up. There's some shipping time. It takes a while to get to you because, you know, Prepper isn't in your living room, you know? Prepper isn't like right down the hall. This is your hideout. Who knows where Prepper is? So yeah, so we'll see what happens with the, or it would be the same with the flea market because we're talking the flea market here. The traders actually didn't want to use Prepper as an example because the traders are okay, like, because we can mess with the traders. We can say like what guns are what and what guns are accessible to what amount and stuff like that. It's much more controlled than the flea market. So traders are okay in my mind. Maybe we can set up some shipping times or something like that. But just generally speaking, I don't think we need to do too much more because we're going to have the reputation. We're going to have the levels. We're going to have the more of the lore quests and all that stuff going on with the traders. And on top of what they already have with you needing to be a certain level to access certain things at a certain time and stuff like that. So I think the traders are pretty good. It's just the flea market that kind of ruins that. So in case we'll say Jim Bob down the street that wants to sell you an AK. He's not, you know, he's still down the street. It's going to take you a couple minutes for him to get down here and give you that AK. Unless he door dashes it and he has someone else bring it to you. Maybe it gets there a little quicker or whatever. I don't know if you can door dash in Tarkov. But yeah, so you guys, I think you guys get the point from here. So that's my idea, at least, as one of the theories that might be able to help this. And as I've said before, I think the flea market does cause that significant problem, and removing the flea market would solve that problem. But it's like removing a molehill with a nuke kind of a thing. Like it's like using napalm on a molehill kind of a thing. Like you don't need to do it. It will solve the problem, but you don't need to go that far. Like you can. There's other things that you can do that will have the same effect, or that will be able to help everyone out. And this is from someone who I mean, I really haven't been playing the game a whole lot recently, but I do obviously play a lot of the game, and I've been playing a lot of the game for years. I've seen the game without the flea market, I've seen the game with the flea market, and I've seen now a lot of the game with the flea market. So I now understand what it could be, and I'm just trying to, you know, trying to sound the alarm a little bit here, guys. Trying to say, like, hey, I think that this is actually a problem. I know that a lot of you guys feel differently about it. I know that you like being able to get those items very quickly, but in my opinion, from my perspective, I do think that that's a major problem for the game right now, and that's what I wanted to discuss today. And that was the topic for today. Let's have some people yell at me. So if you guys are gonna yell at me, make sure you type out @nice guy space Tarkov, like what gamer ally just did there. Victorious did it a minute ago, Crackers did it a minute ago, and Moosey did it a bit ago as well. Because it pops up, and as usual, I'll show you real quick. It pops up as this bright orange in the chat, and it makes it much easier for me to see you, because there's a lot of people talking. So if you do the @nice guy space Tarkov, what Rodag just did here, @nice guy space Tarkov, it pops up as orange, and it makes it much easier for me to respond to you. Unless, of course, you're a member, in which case I'll just be able to see you immediately. All right. Let's get the slideshow going. Again, guys, I hit 1,000 followers at some point recently, and now it seems like if you guys were ever wondering about how to get followers on Twitter, just tell people that you have followers, and then just everything blew up. I've gotten like the most followers ever after I said thanks for the 1,000 followers. But if you guys are wanting to add, if you got some cool screenshots, or if you got some cool artwork, or anything that you want to see in the background here, just jump on Twitter, and then @A_nice guy. Just tweet at me and have the picture in there, and I'll add it. As long as it's appropriate for a stream, I'll add it over to the slideshow here. And I gotta take a sip of coffee. All right, starting with Gamer here. What do you think about traders shipping your gear to you, and there is a small chance of your gear getting stolen? Yeah, I'm sure that's a way of going at things, and it would be an interesting way for sure. But I think that'd be a little bit too expensive on the dev side of things, because what's going to affect that? Are you going to have a more secure way? So the way that they do insurance right now is you pay for the security. Like what is it? Who has the best insurance? Is it Mechanic? Does Mechanic have the best insurance? Like it's I think the ratio is you're going to get it back more often or quicker, or is it Therapist? It might be Therapist. I forget. Excuse me. I think I always do. Wow, I'm forgetting, because I use it by mouse movement. I just know where I know, like, when I do my insurance. I think it's Prapper. I think I just say fuck it and I do Prapper. Is it Therapist? Yeah, okay. I think I just say fuck it and I do Therapist. Or it's not Therapist, Prapper. Myself. But if it is Therapist, so part of that is it's the timing of it, and then it's also like the security of it, like the likelihood that you are going to get it, because there is a part of that, guys, that even if no one takes your stuff out of the raid, which it's super difficult to explain here, and it might not even be a thing anymore, but it definitely was a thing before, is that you might not necessarily get it back. Like there's like a chance of them not finding it. So I guess there could be an added like function to that would involve them not only not being able to find it, but if they do find it, maybe they get robbed or something like that. So yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that can go behind that, and I wonder if that's enough of a priority. So it would just require like kind of unique testing to see if it's worth it, basically, is probably the quickest way I can answer that. But it is an interesting idea. However, again, with the traders specifically, I don't think we need to do too much with the traders. It's really just, in my opinion, it's the flea market. It's the flea market. Hey, Biggie. I think that the flea market is there to compensate for the traders that are still work in progress. Very much so. And a big part of this, too, is that we are in a testing environment. So they want people to have easy access to stuff. There is a difference between them realizing that and them kind of going with the flow, and just... I think what they're doing is they're going with the flow, though. So that's why we're talking about what we're talking about. So, yeah. Excluding Rust, removing the flea market, do you have any... Excluding Rust, removing the flea market, do you have any good idea on how to fix the flea market, or heard of an idea that you like? Yeah, right now it's shipping. It's the timing of it all, because it is instant access. So you want that, like, you ran out of HK 416s. Okay. So you ran out of HK 416s. And Peacekeeper doesn't have any either. He's out of stock. Peacekeeper doesn't have any. Same thing with Mechanic, if Mechanic has any. I think he... Does he? I don't think he does. Maybe he has a barter one or something. Let's say he does have a barter one, but you don't have whatever he wants for the barter, so you can't get it. So you go over to the flea market, and right now, as long as you have the rubles, which at this point of the wipe, you probably do, you click one button and you magically have that HK 416. But what I'm talking about is if there's a shipping time between it, then you go and you click and you say, all right, Joe Schmo on the other side of Tarkov has this HK 416 for me. So I can pay the money. I got the money, but it's going to take it 15 minutes to get here. Maybe it takes longer. Maybe it takes a while to get there because it's on the other side of Tarkov. All right, you know what? I don't want to wait. Let's just grab a gun and then we'll go see if we can grab one on reserve. Let's go see if we can find some raiders on labs or something like that. Let's go, we can talk later in the game too. Let's go over to streets and see if some GRU have some cool AKs for me. And I'll run that instead. Like, that involves gameplay. Right now, clicking one button to get that HK 416 does not involve gameplay. Sure, you had your money, but there's lots of different ways that you can get your money, and that could involve not the ideal gameplay, which then we're going into a big rabbit hole with making people play the game that you want or making people play the game the way you want them to play, kind of a thing, which isn't true. There's a difference to it. There's a super long story and a big rabbit hole that can go down that we can go down with that. But the point is, it's basic game design and what the game is, how the game is supposed to flow and how the ecosystem of the game is supposed to work so that the game is actually fun for most people that are playing it, if that makes any sense. And hatchet running, pistol running can work out, but people running around without guns when there is a PMC limit to the raids and there is supposed to be that threat of PMCs in that map. And then same thing goes for scavs. When there are supposed to be a lot of scavs around on the maps, but all the AI scavs are dead because all the player scavs killed those AI scavs, that ruins the ecosystem. That significantly affects how the game is supposed to play out, and that's making problems. I think that's making problems. So that's where I want to go with it. It's not me, if you want to do a hatchet run every once in a while, fuck it, go do a hatchet run. Like that, I don't have an issue with that. But generally speaking, if everyone was hatchet running, it would be a different game, wouldn't it? So that's where I'm going at when it comes to specifically getting the money. I completely lost where I was, so sorry. Apologies to whoever that was that I was answering there. But I hope I answered that right. I just completely, I went down a rabbit hole myself there. Do you think they will fix the HK audio in 12.11? No idea. Sorry. Radio or VoIP? No word yet. Guys, I still haven't gotten my answers for that Q&A. I don't know what's going on with that. So we'll see. We'll just see. That's why I hate. I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm never gonna do that again. It's because I look like a jackass. As unfortunate as it is, I'm just gonna wait until I literally have the answers in front of me. I'm never gonna tease anything like that again, because I thought for sure it'd be good, and that was like Tuesday, wasn't it? So I think we went like all week, which it was a big week. There was a bunch of stuff going on, but like with the Victor Day and stuff. But hell, maybe Nikita spoke a bit too much. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe we do get him today. I'll send a message to my boy over there at BSG and see what's up. Do you think it would be better if we were physically able to see and pick out items from traders, or just looking at some UI? It would definitely be cool, but that's way too expensive, man. With the swapping of items and stuff, it's just, I don't think it's in the plans, so I would keep it to UI. UI, it's not too big of a deal with the UI. And then when you go to the in-raid traders, I don't think it's that big of a deal if the UI pops up. Maybe, you know how they format the traders right now, where you can click what you want to go to. Like if you want to see specifically just ammo, then you click the little bullet. If you want to see a rig, then you click the little rig. If you want to see guns, then you click the little gun. You guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe if you do something like that, but it's like there's like a gun rack, and then you click the gun rack and you'll just see the guns, or you see some ammo boxes and you click the ammo box and you just see the ammo, like that kind of thing. But having the specific guns out there would a bit, I think that'd be a bit too expensive. How about you unlock different items with Flea Karma and level just like traders? Again, I don't think that would move very smoothly because the point of the flea market is that it's player to player. I think that the timer, specifically the timer, is not just at its core just because it takes longer and it takes away that instantaneous thing. It's specifically because it's easy. So literally everything else is the same. It's just that instead of you instantly getting it, you just wait 15 minutes and then you get it. That you don't need any crazy like reputation. You don't need any crazy extra coding and anything extra past that. It's easy and it will actually help solve the problem, but we can test that. So sure, maybe we can elaborate on it further. Maybe there can be some reputation. Maybe there's internet outages in Tarkov and you're not going to be able to access the flea market. Something like that. There's stuff that can happen with that where I think the adding the timer to it is the easiest and also like a very effective way of doing that. So that's why. But it is an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. Did Nikita not say that the flea market isn't going anywhere? He did. He did say it was. But if we're able to show him that there's some problems, which it is actually kind of moving that direction, there might be some changes to it. It's the exact same thing as the secure containers. Secure containers aren't going to go anywhere, but they can make some changes here and there. That's what I'm talking about, guys. And if you're actually asking me if they're going to remove the flea market, I so doubt it. I so doubt it. They've done so much work onto it. It's so integrated into the game, you know, with the find items and stuff like that, the attached items, linked items, featured items, stuff like that. It's very heavily linked into the game. They wouldn't remove it. But that's basically like the shock factor that I'm trying to make people understand is that the flea market at its core, I believe the flea market causes a problem in the game, which removing it will solve that problem, but you do not need to do that. So what we're here to discuss is that we do not need to do that part. What can we do to fix it without removing it? Because we're probably not going to remove it, so how do we fix it? So that's probably a better way to word it. And I think the timer there would help because it's easy. And I think it would be effective. What do you think about keeping the flea market but limiting it to class 4 armor and under? See, that's another thing, Chris. It's still player. Having the access is not necessarily a problem. It's just the speed at which you can access it it is mainly just the speed, and it's player driven economy. Player driven economies are always cool. So, and again with now that that's discussed there, let's keep it to not removing the flea market. What can we do other than remove it? What is your opinion on rotating trader stocks so every few hours traders have different guns and ammo for sale? I think that's planned. There's going to be that dynamic events. So Storm Mafia, if you're looking for more info on that, look up, go to the front page of my channel there and then type in dynamic economy. I think I have a video specifically talking about that. HK audio is broke. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the HK audio. I've been running an M4 lately. How about the idea that selling stuff like guns or armor decreases goodwill with traders as you sell these items? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, because you're like competition to them. That is an interesting idea. I'll accept that. That's an interesting idea. We can check that out. And theoretically, it's not that expensive. Because they can track that stuff pretty easily. It's definitely more expensive than a timer, but yeah, that's a good idea. Pony. Maybe they should change the flea market so you can only barter meds keys on it. See, the limiting the flea market isn't necessarily where I want to go because it's still the flea market. You should be able to find whatever another person wants to sell. You should be able to find it on the flea market. Again, and then we are going into the found and raid stuff, but hey, that's some RMT stuff, so that's a different story. But if it's a flea market, if a person wants to sell that item, you should be able to find it on the flea market. So I'm not looking to limit that area. It's literally just the timing of it because it removes gameplay because it is so quick. Hey, Tirish. You think having gear stored in a bag rig taking damage or losing condition if shot in a specific area could be a good idea? It's a realistic idea, but I think they've talked about that in the past, and I don't think they're going to do it because it would be too difficult to figure out. Like, it would be too difficult to put in game. A big thing with Tarkov, guys, is there's a lot of stuff going on the back end. There's a lot of AI going on. There's a lot of AI making a lot of decisions. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So if it doesn't necessarily if it's not necessarily a priority that guns in your bag take damage when you get shot in the bag, then they're probably not going to end up doing that. It's a sense of, you got to keep your priorities in mind there. Now what they are talking about is possibly the weapon that you are using when you are in a gunfight. If that weapon gets hit, it lowers durability when it gets hit. Also, I think they were talking about also if you get hit in the magazine will break, that kind of a thing. But we haven't heard specifics on that, although that is part of, I think that's part of my Q&A. So we'll see. But literally just the weapon that you are currently using when you're in the firefight. Do you think you should be able to create like an own faction clan for your friends where you can trade or send your friends items? Yeah, that's part of the clan system. They're talking about setting that up, but they're worried about RMT. Big worry about RMT there. But that's the plan. There's going to be a clan system like that. What if they're waiting to say it? What if they are waiting to say it during the next BSG podcast? Possibly. I mean, whatever it is, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about there, Hugo, but whatever it is, that I'm sure there's some thought process behind that on their part. Oh, the answers to my questions? Oh, fuck. I hope not. I wanted the exclusive. I wanted the exclusive on it. We'll see. Now you got me all worried. I was supposed to get those. Do you think we could have longer raid times on the bigger maps? I would like woods at 1 hour and 30 minutes possibly. I think that ties into map-to-map travel in open world. So it might be a while, but I think that's probably what you're waiting for. What about mounting weapons on walls and corners like in COD Warzone? It wasn't just COD Warzone that would do that. Let's make sure we're clear about that. But that's planned. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming with bipods and LMGs. I gotta take a sip of coffee here, guys. I'm gonna lose my voice. Maybe the flea market could work like in raid. Maybe the flea market could work like in raid trader. The difference being that you need to bring an item that you want to sell into the safe zone, which has other traders. I mean, that is a way that you could do it. But I think that's what they have planned for the auction house, if they end up doing the auction house. So if they don't end up doing the auction house, it's because they don't want that in the game. So then they won't do that. So if you guys go over to your traders there and you see up at the top, you'll see traders, flea market, and then whatever it is, the auction house or the something or other. Whatever the word of it, whatever they title it. I forgot what they title it up at the top of the screen there. But it's like work in progress or not done yet or whatever. I think that's what they were, the idea of that was. Do you think Tencent will buy out? Fuck no. No. I hope not. No. They're buying up a lot of people, aren't they, though? My 2 cents casual opinion. Flea market should be locked above level 30. So many people talking about how nice it is until you hit level 10. Again, it's what I'm talking about is it doesn't matter what level. Hell, you could be level 70. You could be level 70 and it would still work the same. I don't think removing access to people is exactly the fix that we're looking for. Sure, you could have the level. Like, I'm okay with the level access because part of that's like the hideout. Generally speaking, I think that timer to it, because I really am just worried about how quick it is. It removes gameplay. You do not need to play the game in order to get access to that gear when gear is so important in this game. That is the core problem to me, and I think that just that timer would end up working with that. So that's why I'm mentioning that. But then also, it's also why I didn't say increase the level. But that's just my opinion. Maybe we can test it. Maybe it helps out. Although I think we already know what's going to happen with that. It's just going to be an even bigger grind, and it's just going to feel super tough to get to level 30. And then everyone's just going to be saving their money until they get to level 30, and then it's just a waterfall from there. So, would be interesting to test it. It's for times like these, I wish we had some kind of like crazy AI that would test it already, and we could see we could see what it would look like. I'm sure they've got data behind that at BSG in terms of like at what level do people earn the most money, lose the most money, make I already said earn, transfer the most money, like uses of like the traders and like the flea market and stuff like that. Would be interesting to take a look at that stuff. Problem is the difference in the player base. Like on the one side, you got the PvP players, and the other side, the survival hardcore players. Flea market good for PvP, bad for RPG. Not necessarily. I think it's I think you're sort of on an interesting track there. What shit? I just something hit me there with that. I was gonna mention it, but then I lost my train of thought. And the other side, survival. Oh, part of that is that the testing environment part. So we are here to test things, so it does give easier access. Once we are out of this testing phase, we are going to lose access to things. So it does have that trickle-down effect. Where do players get their guns in the flea market? When they need to be found in raid, they get them in raid. So you need to find them or get anything when they find that they put up on the flea market. You need to find it in raid. So in raid, they need to spawn on either scavs, so your enemies, your NPCs, whatever, and then also or in like a box or on a shelf or whatever. That's all part of the economy. That's all part of loot pools. So they can mess with loot pools to mess with that a little bit, and that could help out. So that might hit the PvP people really hard. So we have to see what that happened. And the RPG people are going to be like, I don't know what's changed. Everything's the same to me. But the PvP people, that might be a big hit to them. So not necessarily, but you're on the right track. Do you think you should be able to create like an own faction clan for your... I already answered that. Yep, clans are coming. They're just worried about RMT, so they have to be careful with that. Oh. I'm behind. And I just lost my spot. I'm so very behind. Oh, holy shit, guys. All right, listen, I apologize, but just to make this have any sense, because I'm sure you guys are repeating a lot of questions, I'm going to have to skip a bunch of questions. If I haven't answered your question, go ahead and ask it again. I'm caught back up now, though. I'm caught back up. We're starting with Edwin Headland here. When you die, your level will be reset, so you will lose your access to the flame. Fuck no, not gonna. No. No, that's not how it works exactly. Would be an interesting kind of like an Iron Man mode, maybe, but not the base game. You're talking about a different game there, bub. Make the flea market lock behind until level 2 in the hideout. That could be in addition to it, because you need to have that. You need to have that access to the internet, right? That does make sense. That does make sense to have that be a thing too. What are the requirements for Intel 2? EFT. You need the 3 med station. You need attention level 3. You need mechanic level 2. Isn't that what's mechanic level 2? What level is that? Oh, you need level 20. Holy shit. So that's gonna be level 20 anyway. I thought it was 15 for a second there, but no, that is level 20. Damn, they stepped that up quick. Yeah. Probably not. Maybe they'll make it. Maybe Intel Center 1 with a laptop. You'll probably be good to go there. What about scav karma affecting the delivery time on the Flea? Fences scavs are said to be the ones trafficking shit around the map, so maybe that could be a part of Fence's rep with you. That is an interesting way to take. That's an interesting take. That'd be cool to explore. That'd be a cool one. Make the flea market lock behind level 2. All right, wait, I got that one. Will GPS change the initial hours of players? Will GPS change the initial hours of play? You lost me there, Simone. I'm not sure what you mean with that. GPS is planned. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Do you think found in raid status should apply to PvP loot also? I avoid PvP because it's hard to make money. They have a very specific way of going at that found in raid stuff because of RMT. And trust me, guys, we do not want RMT. That's what creates all the hackers. That's what gives most, if not all, of the hackers incentive to do what they do. Most of the time, it's so that they can then go and sell their gear. So trust me, anything to fight the good fight against RMT is a good thing, and that is one of those things. Could we possibly have longer timers on big maps, like 1 hour? Yeah. I think what you're looking for there, Luke, is once they do the map-to-map travel and the open world stuff, I think that's what you're waiting for there. Would the flea market problem not get solved by itself by just making traders not available all the time? Good ammo gear, very rare, only found in raid. No, because it's still the player. So it's still the heavier stuff. It's still the Biggie. It's the risk it for the biscuit kind of gear. So it's the best ammo. It's the best ammo. Just that blah. It's the best ammo, best armor, best guns, best everything instantly. Where the traders don't have that. The traders might have a couple barter items, or they'll have limited access to the really good stuff. Where the flea market has unlimited access because it's the entire player base, and you have instant access to it. So that's what I'm talking about with the flea market. What if you had to pick up the flea market purchases from a location in raid? Interesting. Also interesting. It might be too much of a culture shock to set that up. But I'll admit that'd be a cool thing to test. It might be too much of a change, but yeah, I would be on that train if we can test that. What service you would love to see from vendors? I'm not sure. That's a good question. That's kind of on a different. That's going down a different route there too, Red. So sorry. That's a good question. Maybe. Spray paint for the guns. Maybe the easier access to spray paint so that we can spray paint our guns. Maybe. I don't know. Good question though. What if on top of Intel lock you can access the flea market through a physical location like in Raid Traders? Interesting. Also interesting. That definitely gets you in raid. What do you think about hiring a scav mule who could go buy trader items for you? Prices could change based on karma and maybe get locked out if karma is too low. That's also a cool idea. I like it. What about a central trade hub with special flea traders and a raid safe zone and lots of potential players around? Could also be cool. I think that's what they meant. Again, I think that's what they meant to do with the auction house, but they might not end up doing the auction house. I feel like if there's going to be a central player hub, that's just going to be a shit show like 99% of the time. There's just going to be constant grenades and there actually won't be a hub. It's just going to be bodies. It's just the hub is going to be a pile of bodies constantly. Once VoIP is in, it's going to be just music. It's just going to be ear rape, Russian marching like Red Square stuff. It's just, yeah. Why is changing your email for your Tarkov account disabled? I have no idea. I do not know. Sorry. Do you think with the PMC karma system we will be able to become friendly with regular scavs in some areas? Maybe. I mean, they haven't talked about that too often. The reason why I'm saying here and I don't have an immediate no because because of like obvious reasons like the whole PMC versus scav thing is because I guess there could be some potential, like maybe they make that like a super high up thing to access. I don't know. But they haven't talked about PMC karma, so we don't know. We don't know exactly what they want to do with that. But I think that would toss a wrench into how things work pretty big right now. Do you think team killing will have a heavier influence on your karma, or do you think the punishment will overall be the same? It probably will be the same. It most likely will be the same. Not a question, just a hug for your nice work. Thanks. Simone, I did miss your question up there before. I don't know. I do remember your name as one of the people that asked questions about a question that I didn't understand. But if you did have another question, see if you can word it differently, and I might be able to get to it. Why not make meta items trader only and not found in... I lost you, Tirish. And not found in raid only. Could also be an idea, but that's also... I still want that to be a thing. I still want you to be able to get that stuff. If a player is willing to sell that item, you should still be able to buy it with the flea market. Does that make sense? I don't like them limiting the access of it. Like, I don't like that the found in raid thing is a thing, but it's because of RMT. So you get what I'm trying to say, Tirish? So I still want that access. It's just too quick. The access is, you just get it too quickly. It takes away from the game in that sense. So there needs to be something stopping that. It doesn't necessarily need to be like a complete cutoff, but it does something needs to slow you down. What about having a PvP stats to sell PvP loot on flea market, and each item requires a certain amount of certain level dog tags to be listed? Again, that's because of hackers, and hackers obviously have no problem killing people, so I think that would be pretty easy for them to get around. But interesting idea. Love your latest video about the future of Tarkov. GG on that. Thank you, Biggie. If you guys haven't seen that, please go. Please go. I don't do this very often, but that's a big video for me. So I would appreciate all of the support that I possibly could squeeze out of that one. Hey Jack, go ahead and grab the link. Actually, you know what? I think I have it right here. Never mind. If you guys haven't seen it yet. I did a big video on the future of Tarkov. That's it right there. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'm assuming that everyone here has seen it already, but was she? I do not know. But yeah, thanks, Biggie. I really like binoculars that can go into an unlootable slot like the compass, maybe buy different binos from Jaeger. That's exactly how you worded it is actually planned, to the point where I wonder if you heard me say that and you just wanted me to say your name and chat. That's probably not the case, but anyway, Luke, the binoculars are planned, and rangefinders and stuff. That's like literally how it's gonna happen. That's exactly how it's gonna happen. Oh, and Jack got you there too. Make so the things that you put in secure container will still have found in raid status after you die. They've got their reasons for doing that. I don't know how that affects RMT or anything, but they've got their reasons for doing that. Also, I think that's also a hatchet running thing too. I think that's to stop people from hatchet running. Yeah, that is to stop people from hatchet running, probably. I'm rewatching the stream right now, and the traders actually already have their location. If you hold your cursor over them, it shows their location. Just don't. Oh, what the fuck? You mean in game? The wiki would have that. Oh shit, the wiki does. That just blew my fucking mind. Why did I not know that? Who is that? Who's that man's? Who just said that? Killer Bigfoot. Amazing. How did I not notice that? What the what the fuck? Killer Bigfoot. Thank you. Oh, what the fuck? What? Why haven't I noticed that before? The wiki even has it. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. All right, hold on. Trading. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh my god, what? Oh, I'm so stupid. I am actual dumb. Actual stupid person. I mean, well, this one was obvious, actually. This does make sense because it's a shopping mall. I wouldn't have guessed this. Where his big thing is shipping. Actually, these actually do these make a lot of sense. Also with this, because it's like part of Terra Group, so yeah, that makes sense for her. And yeah. Fuck. I'm big dumb. Big dumb. Good call out there. Oh god. Alright, I'll take a note of that. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. Alright. Who was that again? Where are you? Kill Bigfoot, thank you, man. I never said I was intelligent, man. Why not make meta items trader only and not found in raid only? I think I got that. Yeah, okay. I backed up a little bit too much. All right, cool. What's going on? All right, Helix. Please stop being an a-hole. There you go. I said your name. Please stop being an a-hole. Have you heard? Yeah, I've got all of Nikita's songs over here, actually. Here, I'll play that one that you just mentioned. I think this is my outro one, I think. But yeah, that's a good one. What if you list a non-found in raid item, the vendors tax it like 75% and found in raid like 10% so you can sell shit? Like I said, it's specifically because of found in raid stuff, and you could sell it to traders anyway from the beginning. So if it could get accessed by other players, so guys, the real money transfer is not just rubles, it's gear. So people will pay whatever, like, let's say an HK 416 on one of these RMT sites is $5 or whatever. So they'll pay them $5, and then someone from the RMT site sends them an HK 416. Like, there's that too. So that's part of the flea market. Like, that's part of that problem. It's not purely like just money. You think Tarkov will be a huge hit? The more things they say they want to do, the more I believe that. I mean, it already is, right? It's already one of the most, especially around a wipe, it's already one of the biggest games on Twitch. Also, I mean, it should be cool, but I was playing this game when there was a few thousand people playing it, when no one knew about it. Jack can tell you Jack can tell you plenty. I was literally the only person in our entire friend group that was playing Escape from Tarkov for years. Everyone made fun of me for it too. They're just like, "Oh, that broken game, it looks dumb." For years, I was trying to get everyone around me to play it because I thought it was cool and I thought it was gonna be big. And no one. I was by myself. I was all alone. I was a lonely PMC boy on customs. Do you think they will add something special for the next update? Something we don't expect? Could be, especially where they're being so fucking quiet. For sure. Watch the video, man. Great hope your theories will be implemented. That would be amazing. Literally everything I said in that video is planned. They have said in the past is planned. Every single thing. So yeah, well, it's a big hope as well. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Brasiah. Forget the GPS. How about some DLCs other than Scav Life? What will they be? Just go check out the wiki because they'll have the list up there. But it'll be significant weather. So when it's winter, it'll be snowing. When it's summer, it'll be hot. And then in between is, in between. You'll get some rain and stuff like that in between them. Staggy, you used the wrong thing there, so it doesn't pop up exactly. But I did notice that you said @niceguy, so I'll get your question here. It's just so it pops up better, guys. You have to do @niceguy space Tarkov. Do you think that inertia will solve the weird players movement? Example, players who just spam AD and feels kind of impossible to move like this in real life. That's going to be the topic that we talk about at some point soon. It was almost going to be the topic that we were going to talk about today. There's a sweet spot there. So it's a rabbit hole, and stay tuned because I'm going to talk about that more soon. But they are going to make some inertia changes. There are going to be some changes coming. Maybe they should make it so PvP loot can be placed at the auction house, and at the auction house to prevent RMT, make it so you can only list items for cash. Again, I'm big dumb today, so maybe it's just me, but I don't know what you mean there with that, Anton. I don't know how that would fix it. Do you guys think we're going to have only these maps we already know, or are they going to add more? They could add more, but as far as we know right now, the maps that we see when we pick a map are going to be in the game for launch. So all of those, including some stuff with Arena as well. And something to do with the private sector. I don't know what's going on with the private sector. Maybe they removed it. I don't know. But everything that we see right now, plus some Arena maps, are going to be in for launch. How would you deal with RMT and Found and Raid? Well, I don't know the full story. So they know the stats. They know how people do it. They have the... they know exactly how it's working because they can figure that out with... I mean, sure, hell, they've probably even had some people go and do it themselves. They probably have that they probably have people do that all the time. So they have all the right information. So I'm assuming that they're doing the best that they can against it. So I would go ahead and say I would go ahead and say that what they are doing right now would be how I would deal with it because they are looking at a lot more info than we are. Also, I've literally never done RMT, although I assume what you would do is you send some people a PayPal $5 or whatever, and then you go meet them in Raid and they drop you a gun or whatever. And then so they're hitting it like that. So they're working on, like, you can't do as many Bitcoins, you can't do all that. So like I said, they have all the information. They're able to track that stuff much more clearly. So I think they are doing the best that they can based off of what they have. Following on from the Scav Mule idea, what if you could pay to sneak your Scav a GPS tracker, then the Scav could betray you and take the... Dude, you're going down a huge rabbit hole with that. That's a lot. That's a lot, dude. That's like a separate game. Maybe with Scav Life. Once full release happens, do you think the devs will allow the community to make mods like Fallout or Arma has? No, not with Escape from Tarkov. They've already said that. With how Escape from Tarkov works, there will not be mods for it, but... Russia 2028 will have mods. So the game after this, that's going to be their single-player game, but in the same universe, that will have mods, but Escape from Tarkov will not. The ones that are Fortnite mod. Do you think we'll get any Victory Day guns? I do, but I think it would be today. So it's something to do with the 8th. I guess the 8th is the more significant day, so I was being a big dumb when I said 7th. Do you think that PMCs can get sick and get ill and stuff? Yeah, you're going to have addiction and stuff. That's going to be a thing. Great vid on the final version. Great vid on the final version yesterday. Shared with my friend group. Can't wait for the full version to be done. Final version. Oh, you're talking about the game. I thought you were talking about the video. I'm like, I did finish the video. No, the game. Yes, for sure. In your opinion, when is going to be released Tarkov Arena? They said this year. They want Arena in for this year. So given that, maybe March of next year. Released. Another thing with the actual full release of Escape from Tarkov. Another thing with the full release of Escape from Tarkov is there's 3 things that they want before they can give us a proper release. Our proper release window, which is Streets of Tarkov, the custom armor hitboxes, and the lore quests. Streets of Tarkov because it's the most ambitious map. The custom armor hitboxes and the custom rigs because it's their most ambitious feature, and the lore quests because it's absolutely needed for the game to be a thing. You need to know why you're here and what you're doing. So once all of those are in the game, then they'll have a proper release window, which is probably going to be like a couple years even after that. So we got a couple years ahead of us, boys. Abdul, we can't be talking about that stuff because you will get it as against Battle State. That's against TOS. You can't be doing that. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what this does. Okay. I don't know if that person's now banned or what. Yeah, so Abdul, we can't be talking about that because you will get banned. You can't do that. If there's they're cracking down on that stuff. So be very, very, very careful with that. It's against TOS now. 9th of May is Victory Day. Yeah, so 8th or 9th. Either way, guys, when it comes to the Victory Day stuff, I'm not going to give up hope until the sale is done. It seems like somebody was misbehaving. All right, this guy has an opposing opinion here. I don't know if he's still in chat or whatnot, but they're not a small team now, and they still have 0 progress done on anything. That's a complete lie. Okay, you're just an idiot, so bye. That makes... Of course there's fucking progress, you idiot. Yeah. All right, you actually do talk this fast. Yep. Now what I do with my videos, though, is I do edit out all the ums. Like, I'll still have my... Like, I specifically edit out the gaps in between my sentences so that it flows perfectly. So, that takes a fuck ton of time, but hey, it sounds really good, so... Oh, we're over 10 a.m. here, guys. I need to keep these to about an hour, and I've got more shit to do today. So we are still waiting on a possible surprise for Victory Day. We are still waiting on my answers to my Q&A questions. I don't know if it's a possibility that I'm going to get it today. I was literally told for the last, like, 3 days that I'd get it tomorrow. You get it tomorrow, you get it tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe I might ping him and see what's up with that today. Because they do tend to work weekends, so we'll see what's up with that. Also, maybe he just has to check his email or something, and that's there. And, but yeah, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out the video I posted yesterday. I put a lot into that, and on top of that is just a very good video to know about the future of Escape from Tarkov so that you know what's coming. And, of course, I did forget, it's always something, I did forget about, like, blowing open, breaking open, prying open doors and stuff like that. I meant to do that. With when you were going up into the, if you guys remember, if you guys have seen the video, when you're going up into the apartment building, you needed to break into the apartment building. That was supposed to be in the script, but I fucked up. I made a mistake. Made a oopsie there. So that is coming as well, but oh well, always something. Thank you guys very much for hanging out today. Sorry I missed your questions. If anyone has any more questions, this will go up as a VOD. You can ask them in the comments. Or you can find me here tomorrow again at 9 a.m. Eastern United States time. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. And as always, for the latest Escape from Tarkov news or content in general, you can subscribe to the channel. You can subscribe to the channel for more. Also, excuse me. Also, if you check out my second channel, I'm going to be doing some Ashes of Creation. We got that alpha coming up. That's going to be super fun. And we got that War Thunder sale going on. So I think I'm going to probably pop up the stream on the second channel today and play some War Thunder. But that's going to be after a little member-only thing. We do have some members around. So I'm going to do a little bit of a member thing today. And then after that, I'll jump onto the second channel. But other than that, again, excuse me, I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern United States time. So thank you guys for hanging out. And I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.